Welcome back guys, GTS Garage. Today we are going to look at something slightly different. So we're not working on the ST1300, but we will be very shortly. In this one we are looking at the Halfords brake bleeder. Now this kit is about £12, I want to say it's £12.99 from Halfords. And I paid full price for this. I don't get anything discount, so I paid full price for it. Now I've had mixed reviews on this one. I've used two of these, or this is my second one. Now the first one I couldn't get to work for love nor money, and all it did is as the pressure built up, it basically slipped off the brake nipple and sprayed your bike with brake fluid, and that is my experience. And I've used it about 3 months ago on my project bike, and I brought this one for last weekend to do the brake systems on the ST1300, and I had exactly the same result. It builds up the pressure, and then it basically the hose comes off, and it just basically sprays your bike with brake fluid. So I want to put this to the test. So basically what I'm going to do is I didn't record those, or I did record those, and both of them were kind of absorbed into other videos, so I didn't show it. I just reverted to another method because I couldn't get this to work reliably. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually sit down, do the instructions, do it step by step, and actually see if these things work. And hopefully it'll be a definitive answer. Are they worth paying out £12.99, or are they a novelty item that people use and just tend to throw away because they don't work as well? Now it has to be said, the instructions are light for this, but it's probably a very simple method, so they don't bother. So quick and easy way to bleed your brake system, simple and secure to connect. Constructed from aluminium to resist corrosion from the brake fluid, easy to clean, simply unscrew. Right, so the instructions for use are these. Connect the short pipe to the bleed nipple on the brake caliper. Open the bleed nipple using the appropriately sized spanner. Pump the lever until all the old brake fluid and or air has been removed. Because of the one-way valve inside the bleeder, there is no need to open and close the nut each time. So you just connect it, you crack it open, and then you just pump the front brake until your cylinder drops below a certain level. Make sure you don't introduce air into the system, and then you just basically fill up that reservoir and you just keep pumping until the air's out. Sounds simple, and you know, it is simple. It's a very simple method if it works. Make sure you don't fully empty the brake reservoir at any point, which we've just discussed, and when finished make sure the nipple is fully tightened, which is obvious, otherwise you're going to end up with brake fluid everywhere. So they are the only instructions you get. Let's see what you get in the kit. So in the kit you get two pieces of tubing, a thin and a thicker piece. You get 4 of these clips. Now they're on both ends. I don't know if you can see that, and let me just take this one off, as that will become useful in the end. This side is much thicker than the other side, so it takes the thicker clamps. This side is much thinner, and so takes the smaller clamps. All makes perfect sense. They say cleaning is fairly simple. You just unscrew this side, which seems to work, and then you can clear it out. That's fine, so let's just put that one back on. Nice and tight, and then put that back on. Right, so that working on this side, it's a one-way system, so you've got the arrow pointing down. You can see that one, so that's the side that goes onto the brake nipple. Now I have tried both these clamps, and I think they are just extra for here and here. This one is too loose if you use it on a brake nipple, and that one is too tight and it won't go over a brake nipple. So it looks like you just used the tube, and that's where I've had mixed results, because using the tube, every time I've used it so far, you build up the pressure in this tube, and then basically this flies off and sprays brake fluid everywhere. But let's give it a fair crack of the whip and let's take it to the bike. Okay, so we're now going to open the valve. Open. And we are now going to pump the brake. You can see the liquid beginning to come out. I'm just watching the reservoir to make sure it doesn't bleed dry. Okay, so it's now reached the one-way valve, and we should now see if it goes through the one-way valve, or in fact you can hear some air escaping. There you go, and you can hear that air. That's it. So that, you can see it leaking. So okay, so now we've got a leak in the first part. You can see that. Okay, so basically as I apply more pressure, the seal on this side is giving, and then you're going to see the leaking brake fluid. So I've had now 3 results on this. So I've had it working, which is what it is working now. I've also had it where this seal's now gone and leaks. I've also had it where the actual tubing just comes off of the valve and flies out and then sprays your bike with brake fluid. So that's the 3rd different result on this. So I'm going to say these aren't really worth the money. I'm hoping you can see that my knee's not in the way. I'm going to say these are not worth the money. They're £12.99, and to be honest, I would just use a normal piece of kit and have the and just look at my other videos to how I do it, and that you can apply that system to any single brake. So I do it on link brakes, but you can do it on any brakes. So I'll put a link into the description up top. Alright guys, that is it. I hope that's been useful. Hopefully that is kind of what you wanted to get out of this video. But to me, because it leaks after a certain amount of pressure comes out, or this comes off, I would suggest that this isn't a particularly good purchase. You take it easy, ride safe, and I shall see you soon.